So, ooh, Barracuda. Oh, okay. So I need to skip the Batman theme.
We're talking baseball.
Okay, so they're batting first. The Mason City Riverhawks.
MC Riverhawks. Can we make this a 5-inning game again tonight?
That'd be nice.
Say hey.
I'm telling you, they always give them. They play the tournament a lot, and they either win or give them headaches a lot.
We beat them 9-0 and 10-0 the first time, but we were tied 2-2 in the fourth, the third time. So
I don't know. I mean, I hope they pound them, but
I think it's kind of a give or take situation. Like
no, that's
either you show up to play and you play really well, or you show up with the
listening to each other talk the entire time. So. Anytime you want to come up tonight and chat a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Sometime during the game? Sure. Sounds good. I'll plug us in and be ready to go. How are you? Good. How are you?
Well, let's hope we can get her done tonight.
Yeah. Let's play again on Wednesday. Look forward to do it again.
You're going to do football stuff.
So Central Iowa Sports Network handles that. So they do all of it. So they just set up. They've got a whole booth devoted to them at the stadium. So they do all the home games, whether it's Centennial or Ankeny, whoever's home that weekend. They do it all. I coach football, so I can't.
Oh, well, you're like my son-in-law. He's the same way. He helps with basketball play-by-play.
Gotcha. Yep.
But he's an assistant football coach, assistant track coach.
Yep. So I'm the offensive line coach at Dowling. So once football's on, I don't really see anything up here. In fact, we had our.
What about basketball?
Basketball, I do all those. Yep.
Do basketball.
Basketball, volleyball, all of it. Yep.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
Good.
So.
How are you?
You're on Austin Droughty, Mike O'Connor. Mike's been the voice of Centennial baseball all year, so.
KGLO. KGLO. Yep. TV again. Are you still affiliated with the TV? Split. Okay. I was up there. I did one football season many years ago for KRIB. Is it still there?
Yep, actually that's the signal we're on tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, KGLO is the main station. They're doing Newman, Central, and
Okay.
Collinston.
All right.
Yep.
Come up and chat with you.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll plug us in. We'll be ready to go whenever you show up, whenever. So.
Good luck. Have a good broadcast.
Yep. We'll see you, Mike.
Good to see you, young man.
Good to see you too.
All right, Droughty. Put your headset on. Let's get a picture here quick.
You have races, right?
Yeah, I had races that night.
All right. You're doing this, and your dad's. Where's your dad?
My dad's
There we go.
South.
Okay.
Doing their game against Indianola.
We're all spread out.
KGLO, you said?
KRIB.
You're on KRIB. Okay.
Okay. See you guys.
See ya.
Just took it. Nate Lindgren just started on July 1st. He came from Valley. Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Picturage Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, and Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to baseball. We're here at Ankeny Centennial High School tonight on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, and the Mason City Riverhawks are in town tonight, and this is the second round of the Iowa High School Athletic Association Baseball Postseason Tournament. A date with Johnston hangs in the balance for these two teams, or for the winner of this game, and that'll be Wednesday night for a trip to the state tournament and a trip to Iowa City here coming up next week. The Jags coming in pretty red hot. They had a slow start to the season, but were winners of 12 in a row. That ended just a couple weeks ago, but man, they are red hot right now as you see the coaches out there in their pregame conference. It's time for our starting lineups in tonight's game. They're brought to you by Sonny's Pizza Bistro at 6594 Northwest 6th Drive in Saylorville, the home of the best Italian outside Italy. If you haven't had Sonny's, give it a try. Your family deserves the best. Sonny's Pizza Bistro. Join us for weekend music on the heated patio. And for those starting lineups, we head to public address announcer Cade Tomlinson.
Tonight's CIML matchup between the visiting Mason City Riverhawks and your Centennial Jaguars. It's time to meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Riverhawks. Leading off and playing left field, number 2, Justin Rivera. Batting second and on the bump, it's number 4, Carter Thomas. Batting third and behind the dish, number 1, Cooper Weeman. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 3, Keller Mullick. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 32, Caden Tyler. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 9, Jake Gold. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 24, Ethan Roberts. Batting eighth and playing right field, it's number 15, Alex Dietz. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 8, James Fingleson.
Batting sixth is number 9, Jake Gold. Over at second base tonight, he'll bat sixth. Batting seventh is number 24, Ethan Roberts. He'll be at shortstop spot. Out in the right field spot tonight will be number 15, Alex Dietz. He bats 8th. And batting 9th is the center fielder, that's number 8, James Fingleson.
And now, the starting lineup for your Centennial Jaguars.
And 16 and 6, second out of 7.
Playing center field and leading off, it's Easton Miller.
Easton Miller, he'll lead off and play center field.
Batting second and playing third base, number 1, Kyle Miller.
He'll be out in right field. Batting fourth is
Batting third and playing right field, number 15, Cole Grider.
Batting sixth in left field for the Jaguars.
Batting
Number
fourth
22, Sean
and
Stewart.
behind the
Batting
dish,
seventh is number
it's
3,
Nick
Lincoln Lacey.
Severson.
Batting eighth is number 24, Joey Oakey.
Batting
The
fifth
pitcher for
and
Friday's
playing
game.
second
He'll be
base,
designated hitter
number
tonight and
7,
for Easton
Stateman
Pratt on the mound.
Churchman.
Batting ninth at shortstop is number 31.
Batting sixth and playing left field,
for
number 22,
Centennial.
Sean Stewart.
These teams met 3 times
Batting
during
seventh
the regular
and
season.
playing
They
first
completed
base,
2 games.
number
We'll talk a
3,
little bit more about that as the
Lincoln
game goes along.
Lacey.
Only 2 full games between the teams this
Batting
season.
eighth
And tonight,
and
Mason City
DH,
looks for the upset.
number
Trevor
24,
Johnston.
Joey
Dragons on Wednesday night.
Oakey.
For a substantial
And batting ninth
tournament
and playing
final.
shortstop,
Starting
number
lineups are all
31,
national anthem is coming up
Lucas
next.
Brule.
About 90 seconds, get the national anthem taken care of, and we'll throw our first pitch on tonight's game here in Ankeny. We're back in 90 seconds. This is Mason City Sub-State Tournament.
Now to honor America and those who have served along with
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire, brought to you by these generous local businesses. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made at the Shade, the Edward Jones Office of Ken Patterson, Smash My Trash, and Semro Family Vision.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Picturage Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, and Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. It's the Mason City Riverhawks, the brand new Riverhawks. As of a couple weeks ago, they used to be the Mohawks. In town tonight as the Riverhawks, taking on the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Around the infield for the Jaguars, Easton Pratt will be on the bump tonight. He will have Severson catching for him around the infield, Kyle Miller at third base, Lucas Brule at short, Churchman at second, Lincoln Lacey at first, Stewart out in left, Easton Miller in center, Cole Grider in right field. And that will be the Jaguar lineup tonight as they get ready to go. Easton Miller, the junior. Didn't know for sure who we would see tonight on the hill, but the long, lanky junior out there, about 6'4", 6'5", Easton Miller. Seen him on the basketball court as well. And the multi-sport athlete out here tonight, the long Easton Miller, ready to throw some things here for the Jaguars. We've got our home plate umpire wants to come back here. Is he going to have a conversation with us, or what's going on? Oh, there's an extra baseball back there, so didn't know what he was coming back for. So we get ready to roll here. Leading off things for Mason City, the left fielder, Justin Rivera. These two teams have met 2.5 times this year so far. The Jags won the first two 10-0 and 9-0, and then just last week up in Mason City in the game got rained out. They were bottom of the fourth with 2 outs, tied at 2 when that got done. Miller's first pitch is a ball outside, and then he tries a curveball, misses it low and in, and that makes the count 1-1. Tonight is a production of the Iowa High School Athletic Association postseason tournament now. And Rivera swings at that one on the outside, and it is strike one. 2-1 the count right now from Pratt to Rivera. That pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2 our count right now. Nobody out in the top of the first. As Pratt will see what he goes to for a punch-out pitch on the 2-2. Curveball right down the middle and then curves across. And Easton Pratt gets his first strikeout of the evening, looking on Justin Rivera. Our first inning in tonight's game is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. Since 1902, Lincoln Savings Bank has been loving the people we work with and the customers we serve. If we're ready to experience better banking, come experience Lincoln Savings Bank. First pitch from Easton Pratt is high for ball one. That pitch outside, missed it. And that makes the count 2-0 right now to Carter Thomas, who will be doing the pitching tonight for the Riverhawks. Here's the pitch from Pratt. That's right across the outside corner for the strike. Throwing some heat, makes the count 2-1. Outfield shielding the left-handed batter a little bit to right field. Pratt goes with a breaking ball that doesn't break on the outside, and it's 3-1. One out here in the top of the first. Full sun out in right field, and we've seen balls get lost out there before. Look out that way right now from Thomas, as that's an outside pitch. Thomas thought he had ball four, was heading down to first base, and now has to come back after the slight delay with a full count pitch. Thomas steps up. Full count with one out. Top of the first. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball for strike three. Pratt froze him. And the second strikeout of the night, looking for Easton Pratt. As the Jags go around the horn on just a beautiful night for baseball here on the north side of Ankeny. If you're around, come check us out right now, because there are a ton of Jags fans here. Packed the bleachers here for about 2/3 of them. The whole Jags side completely packed. That first pitch in the dirt to Cooper Weeman, the catcher for the Riverhawks. As Severson going to go over and get that ball. The Jags were victorious 10 over Fort Dodge in 5 innings on Friday night. Had to think back to how long ago that was. Here's a 1-0. Oh, hits him in the helmet. Nearly takes the helmet off. Nothing egregious there, as the umpire did want to come out and stand between them, but the hit by pitch will move Cooper Weeman to first base and bring up the cleanup batter, Keller Malik. And it hit him up under the left ear in the helmet. You heard the pop. Nearly took his helmet off, but nothing egregious, as you certainly don't want to do that on a 2-1 count. Here's a pitch from Pratt. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. That pitch swung on, popped up into the infield. Underneath it is Churchman, as he loses his hat in that little breeze blowing out to right field, and that'll do it. Jags put him down 1-2-4 in the top of the first. We'll head to the second and be back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. The only issue with that. And welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Mason City Riverhawks were able to get a base runner on, a hit batter, but a couple strikeouts for Easton Pratt, and that gets us to the bottom of the first. Looking around the infield for the Riverhawks, Carter Thomas, the pitcher, Cooper Weeman, the catcher, Caden Tyler is the third baseman, Ethan Roberts at short, Jake Gold at second, Keller Malik at first. Justin Rivera out in left field, James Fingelson at center, and Alex Dietz out in right field. Easton Miller leading things off for the Jaguars, and he has had an incredible junior year. See, lead things off here tonight. Steady glove out there in center field, and first pitch comes in on the inside corner for strike one. Miller's been just hitting the ball so well in the last two-thirds of the season. That breaking ball does not quite come in, misses outside. No score here in the bottom of the first. Here comes the pitch, swung on and lined right back up the middle, and backhanded play. Can't quite haul it in as Jake Gold, and Easton Miller going to find himself at first base. The leadoff infield hit for Easton Miller. Kyle Miller, our third baseman tonight, another junior, steps up with the infield playing straight away, the outfield playing straight away. Easton Miller over on first, looking back into the sun. The lefty, Carter Thomas on the mound, tries to throw back quickly. Miller's in there safely. Thomas digs in once again. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt for ball one. Boy, I don't know if you can see it on the stream right now, but Carter's got a quick glance over to first base as he brings his foot up. And that's going to be wreaking havoc with runners at first base with a lefty all night long. Does it again, pickoff move back over. Miller's in safely, but boy, he's going to be keeping those Jaguar runners close to first base all night long. Kyle Miller. That pitch curves across from outside in, and that's strike number one. 1-1 the count with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Easton Miller at first base for the Jags. Kyle Miller at the plate. Pitch comes in, and that's inside. Nice stop there behind the plate by Cooper Weeman. Pitch was in the dirt, but boy, you continue to watch Carter Thomas just toying around with the runner, the base runner over at first base. He's had a few throws over there. Easton Miller definitely a threat to steal, the multi-sport athlete. Here comes a throwback once again. They know that he's a threat to go. They want to keep things, keep him very close right now. 2-1 the count right now to Kyle Miller. Here's a pitch. Kyle Miller swings at the high pitch. 2-2 the count. Riverhawks looking for their first out on defense tonight. 2-2 count right now to Kyle Miller. Here's a pitch from Thomas. Swung on, that's lined out to right field. It's trailing foul and is inside the fence, but Dietz can't quite get to it. And that keeps the count at 2-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. And now the 2-2 pitch to Kyle Miller. And that's outside. Oh, he rung him up. Woo! You can see as the catcher came up, Cooper Weeman, that was extended out there. We've seen that quite a bit this year, some big strike zones, and Kyle Miller, the first victim of that big strike zone here tonight. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Cole Grider. Grider, power hitter for the Jaguars. As he steps up with one out again, they throw over and try to pick off Easton Miller. Might be mixing up Easton Miller and Easton Pratt. So I've got Easton Miller, Easton Pratt, Easton Miller, Kyle Miller. No relation for any of them, but I'll try to keep them all straight here tonight. Here's a pitch to Grider. Grider, the curveball, comes in on the off speed. That's a strike. Nice pitch there from Carter Thomas. Want to be sure to also thank tonight Sports Page. In fact, the game's on over at Sports Page if you want to go over there and enjoy supper while this game's going on. Is that pitch, did that come inside? Inside of Grider. Yeah, that was interesting. Fiscus Jewelers as well, Kitchen and Bath Company, and the Ankeny Girls Softball Association for sponsoring our post-game coverage here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Another pickoff move attempted over to first base, and Miller's in there safely. 1-1 the count with one out here in the bottom of the first. Cole Grider at the plate. Long time looking, pushes it in, and that's fouled off. And it somehow found a spring or a cartoon character that had hit behind us. Always enjoy the sound effects that come along with the different comings and goings of the baseball games. 1-2 the count right now to Cole Grider. They go way outside again. Grider lines it over, caught over there by Ethan Roberts. He throws it across, and a double play for the Riverhawks as they put the Jags down now 1-2-3 as Easton Miller had got to first. But that line drive, that is tough. It's a well-hit ball, but Ethan Roberts grabs it, makes the play, throws it over to Keller Malik, and the Jaguars get one hit. One left, nobody left on base, no errors here as we head to the second. Don't forget to stick around after the game to find out who our Lamberti, Goki, and Lucci Law player of the game is. Your local attorneys and a team to fit your legal needs. Reach out to us at LGL Law, 515-964-8777, or online at ankanylaw.com. So the Jaguars, with Easton Miller, the leadoff, getting on, but not able to get any further with a strikeout and a double play ball that came in, and we see that a lot. Those line drive hitters, man, Grider, good solid contact, but a really nice play made over there by Ethan Roberts as he threw it across, like I said, to Keller Malik. So 0-0 here after one, so we might be turning a little bit more towards our third matchup of the year between these two teams as opposed to the first and second matchup of the year between these two teams as the Jags continue to warm up out on the field. A breezy night. Wind blowing will push most of these balls foul out in right field. Might be carrying things a little bit out to right field, and there's no way it's 80 degrees out here. Just a beautiful night for mid-July here on the north side of Ankeny. I said it last week on Friday. The weather's always like this in North Ankeny. It's just been beautiful lately. Save for a little bit of rain that we've had recently. The grass is green. The field's looking beautiful. The lights are on, ready to go, and we have got just a gigantic crowd on hand here tonight. Mason City brought several fans over as well, so it's been a fun night here so far. Great crowds. North Ankeny fans love their softball and baseball. A little change up there from Pratt for strike one right now. This is, excuse me, I missed Keller. It's Caden Tyler that's up right now for the second pitch. Is not sure where that missed, but called a ball. 1-1 the count. Tyler, Gold, and Roberts due up right now for the Riverhawks of Mason City. Curveball comes in for the strike.
Top of the second, no score. Ankeny Centennial with the only hit of the ball game. 1-2 curveball. Shot fielded on the grass at third.
Over there, Miller makes the play there off the chopper over to third. Sorry, changing some graphics there. Lacey makes a snag over at first base, and that is out number one. Scored 5-3. And that'll bring up Jake Gold, the second baseman for the Riverhawks. As Miller going to go from his wind-up position here. First pitch, swing and a miss on the outside corner with one down here. 0-1 the count in the top of the second inning. It's Mason City and Centennial. Mason City at the bat right now in their black uniforms. White pants, red socks. Jags in their White Sox-looking uniforms out there tonight. Pinstripes and Jaguars across the front, all white. Looking sharp. I don't know how the moms get the stains out of those pants. I've worked forever, and my wife has too, on my girls' softball white pants, and it is tough to get them out, but those are looking sharp tonight. And there's another called strike three. Easton Pratt toying around with that outside corner of the plate. And so far the umpire's been giving it to both teams. That outside corner extended a couple inches, couple extra balls out there. And both pitchers have taken advantage of it so far. Ethan Roberts, the shortstop, coming up now for the Riverhawks. As he digs in against Pratt. Pratt, the fastball out to Easton Miller, who can't make the play. As Roberts is rounding first, heading to second. He's going to be heading to third, and he will be in there standing up at third base. Ethan Roberts, the stand-up triple. He put it just over the outstretched arms. I'm not sure Easton Miller could have read it any better, but he put it just over the outstretched arm of Easton Miller out in right field, center field, as he headed to right field. Couldn't quite track it down. And with two outs here in the top of the second, the Riverhawks going to try to push one across. Alex Dietz, the right fielder, stepping up right now. First pitch, curveball, misses outside for ball 1. 2 outs here. Jags trying to work themselves out of the very first jam they've seen here tonight. 1-0 the count right now to Alex Dietz, the number 8 batter in this lineup. He lines out, and that's a hard hit ball to center field, but Easton Miller takes 1 step back, and he's right there and makes the play. Wow, actually a bird flew at the exact second he caught the ball. I thought for a second he might have dropped it. A bird flew up right behind him. Weird, but Easton Miller does make the play. It's time to head to the bottom of the second. Jaguars, Mason City still scoreless. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Picturage Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, and Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC.
And welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Scoreless game as we head to the bottom of the second inning. As the Jaguars going to lead things off here in the second with Nick Severson, the catcher, the cleanup batter. Jags able to get out of a little bit of a jam. 2 outs after a triple hit by Ethan Roberts in the last inning for the Riverhawks. And the fly ball then induced by Easton Pratt to Easton Miller out in center field. And we remain scoreless right now. Right now, Nick Severson steps up to the plate. Watches the first pitch. The curveball doesn't quite curve in for ball 1. Again, as always, let us know where you're watching from tonight. I always like to see the check-ins on our Facebook page as that fastball misses a little bit downstairs. And it's 2-0 right now. Again, a date with the Johnston Dragons. Waits for the winner of this game on Wednesday night, and that'll be the winner of that game. We'll head to state as that pitch inside off the hands right there of Severson. Chopper over there to Gold, and he throws it over for out number 1. Damon Churchman coming up next for the Jaguars. He's playing second base tonight, as always. Each team has a hit so far as we have gone through almost 2 innings. That first pitch, a fastball on the outside third of the plate for strike number 1 to Churchman. Comes back with a breaking ball, and Churchman with a big cut, misses, and it's strike number 2. This is where you got to be careful because that strike zone's been big tonight for both teams, but man, when you're the pitcher, you got to be salivating right now when you see the strike zone being called the way it has tonight. 0-2 pitch, and he goes outside. That one's too much in the dirt, and it makes it 1-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Nice little breeze. It's actually pretty cool outside tonight, but as always, it's about 64 degrees in our press box. Here's the 1-2. That is hacked out into right field. That could be trouble because that sun always plays havoc on people, and actually making the catch out there, though, is Alex Dietz. That sun is always tough out there in right field, but Dietz has no problem with it whatsoever. John Stewart, who's in left field tonight, will come up next. Jags have sent 5 batters up and 5 batters down so far. They did get a hit, but immediately after that was a double play. So here we sit with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. That first pitch, whew, long ways outside in the river out there on the left side of the batter's box. He goes to go outside there again, and that misses, and it's 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. A little bit behind it was Stewart. And that makes it 1-2. Fast-moving game here. We've flown through the first 2 innings. Here's the 1-2. Way outside. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs Time to shake those hands, those keys, whatever you got. 2-2-2 the count to Stewart. Here's the pitch. And the breaking ball just misses on the outside. We've seen that pitch called. As Stewart tries to take a nibble of the outside corner, can't quite get it. And now the count is full to number 22, John Stewart. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, blows it by him for strike number 3. And Carter Thomas gets his second strikeout of the evening. No runs, no hits, no errors. Jaguars have had 6 up, 6 down. Carter Thomas working on a really, really nice game for the Mason City Riverhawks so far. The third inning is a good time to tell you about the Ankeny Real Estate Group. Visit their website at www.liveankeny.com and see their 3 ways to sell your home in Ankeny. That's www.liveankeny.com. Thanks as always to Michael Heider and Colin Pansy for their support of so many activities in Ankeny, not just athletics, but everywhere. Saw them very active in last week's Summerfest. Those guys are all over the place, so thank you once again to Michael and Colin for their support, as always, of our streams here on Centennial Digital. It's something we've got, it's pretty unique as we look around. Not all the schools are able to, especially the postseason. You see a lot of schools streaming stuff during the regular season, but thanks to the support of so many businesses around Ankeny, we've got no problem putting our postseason games here on Centennial Digital. So, thanks to everybody for that. Again, also want to thank tonight Sports Page Bar and Grill, as you can go catch the game on there. As always, they'll have tomorrow night's softball game on there as well. Fiscus Diamond Jewelers, Kitchen and Bath Company, and the Ankeny Girls Softball Association. The Riverhawks will go up with James Fingelson, their center fielder. He's a number 9 batter, and then back to the top of the order with Justin Rivera and Carter Thomas here as we head into the top of the third. First pitch is rifled out into right field, and that is going to be a fair ball and a diving attempt out there for Grider. We might have a lot of bases here. Fingelson coming all the way around. He's coming in, and that ball, Fingelson, a stand-up triple to lead off the bottom of the third. He got all of that one. Diving attempt by Grider out there in right field, couldn't make it, and the ball rolled all the way to the fence, and Fingelson standing there with a stand-up triple to lead off the top of the third. Boy, and once Grider made that diving attempt, there's no one there on a baseball field. Softball, you may get somebody there to back it up, but nobody there. Grider had to get up, go make the play. Thought Fingelson may try for 4 as the ball was not even in the infield yet when he got to third. So Pratt now from the stretch, looking over to third base, back to the leadoff, and it's going to be a ground ball over to second base. Throw goes to first after Churchman checked the runner, held him there, so the Jags get out of that one, the first out. Fingelson really didn't get a jump off the plate, off the contact, and stranded over there at third here for another batter. Carter Thomas, who struck out looking, he's the pitcher tonight. Very good hitter here in the top of the third. As he looks over there with Fingelson. First pitch on the outside corner, strike. Fingelson, though, the leadoff triple. Couple triples. Wow, couple triples for the Riverhawks here tonight. In fact, both their hits have been triples. Ooh, Pratt didn't get that curveball snapped off. It stays way outside. Makes the count 1-1 with an out here in the top of the third. Pratt checks the runner, comes set. And off the backstop, foul ball, makes the count 1-2. And again, now Carter Thomas will have to be careful because this home plate has been extended quite a bit, especially on strike 3 calls. 1-2 the count right now, though, to Carter Thomas, the pitcher, senior pitcher. You know, he'll be going on to play college baseball next year. Here's the pitch from Pratt. He goes outside. It's lined back up the middle. Brule picks it up. He's going to throw across. Run scores, but he gets the out. But Mason City draws first blood. Exactly where you'd like to put that one. The slow roller to short. Nothing else Brule could do but get the out. And that's where we stand. 1-0. The Riverhawks in the lead. 2 down here in the top of the third. First pitch. Oh, little changeup coming through. Caught Weeman off guard. That leadoff triple causes the first damage as James Fingelson scores the first run of this game. 0-1 the count. Fastball lined up the middle. Brule off the hop, can't get it, and another hit into the outfield. Took a little bit of a hop over the glove as Brule was trying to make the play into second base. Couldn't get it, and that'll bring Kellen Malik up. And now with the runner on first, Pratt comes set from the stretch. Tries the outside corner. Misses, and it's 1-0. 2 outs here. Jags trying to get out of this one without any further damage. Riverhawks have 3 hits in 3 innings. A couple triples and a single. That single actually didn't even need that. It was an infield ground out that scored the run. Pratt misses that one upstairs, and it's 2-0. 2-0 the count right now with 2 outs. Keller Malik. There's a pitch swung on, fouled back over us. Hopefully it avoids all the vehicles behind us. No, sounds like it caught a cuckoo clock behind us that time. 2-1 the count right now to Malik. Crowd continues to file in tonight. Man, we've got a big crowd on hand here tonight. Pratt misses that one a little bit low. Nice stop back there by Severson.
3-1 on the scoreboard here.
3 balls and a strike right now to Malik. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Pitch swung on that as a high fly ball into center. And actually getting to underneath it is Brule. Goes all the way back from the shortstop to make the play. But the Mohawks draw first blood as they lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses: Picturage Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Riverhawks, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, and Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back here to Centennial Digital here in the bottom of the third.
Carter Thomas, 2 innings. He's faced the minimum thus far.
As Mason City has drawn first blood, they lead 1-0 here. A leadoff triple to get things going in the top of the third. First pitch here to Lacey, who's batting for the first time, our first baseman here tonight. 1-0, and that pitch outside corner extended, takes a nibble, and it's 1-1. Lacey hacks that one back up the middle, the high popper over there, and Jake Gold picks it up, throws it over to Malik, and that is out number 1. Busy day out there for Jake Gold. Joey Oki will come up next. Oki was outstanding on the rubber on Friday night. Struck out 14 of the 15 outs in that game as the Jaguars beat Fort Dodge 10-0. He'd like to get things going with a bat now. First pitch on the outside, swing and a miss. to Oki. The Jags have had 8 up and 8 down so far. They got a hit, but it was quickly fouled up by a double play, and that's why we sit here with nothing on the board for the Jaguars. That pitch is in the dirt. Evens up the count at 1 apiece with 1 out.
Mason City lines up left to right with Rivera, Fingleson, and Dietz. Mallet, Gold, Roberts, and Tyler. First to third across the infield, Cooper Weeman with the side. And Carter Thomas coming home with the 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside corner, swing and a miss from Oki, and it's 1-2.
1-2 the count right now to Oki. With an out. From the windup, here's the pitch from Thomas, swung on and fouled back over us. And somehow we found a cow roaming through North Ankeny that ball hit. You never know what you'll find here on the north side. 1-2 the count right now to Oki. Curveball comes in there and misses just upstairs. 2-2 the count right now to Oki. Couple triples for Mason City has done the damage so far. There's a pitch swung on. That is a high fly ball. Oki gets all of it. Sends James Fingleson back just in front of the warning track where he makes the play. And now Brule's going to come up for the Jags. Lucas Brule. After his brother worked his way into the lineup, with Isaac, I have to be specific about which Brule brother is coming up to the plate. It's Lucas, the sophomore, right now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Curveball, first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. The Jags have sent 8 batters up, and 8 batters have been sat down so far by pitcher Carter Thomas for the Riverhawks of Mason City. There's a fastball lined in. That's going to be right out into center field to Fingleson. He makes the play, and it's 9 up, 9 down. Jaguars haven't been able to get the sticks going so far due to a nice job by Carter Thomas. As we'll head back to the top of the order here for the Jaguars in the bottom of the 4th. Due up for Mason City coming up in the top of the 4th, Tyler, Gold, and Roberts. Stats can show which team is on the path to victory. They can also show you if you're on the path to the retirement you want. If you're just kicking off or want to know if you need to make some halftime adjustments to your current plan, contact Lane Family Wealth Management at 515-322-7971 for your free one-on-one meeting today. And our stat of the night so far, as we are starting the top of the 4th, almost halfway through this one, is 2 triples. Pretty impressive here by the Riverhawks so far. A couple triples in the leadoff one in the last inning by number 9 batter James Fingleson. Who then had Carter Thomas, his pitcher, ground out, but scored Fingleson, and that's the 1 run we've got so far in this game. So I'd say it's a pretty big stat as we head, like I said, head into the top of the 4th inning. Very fast-moving game here tonight on the north side. Tomorrow night on Centennial Digital, we will be carrying the video of the Jaguars versus the Linn-Mar Lions softball game, with a winner of that going to the state tournament. Show up early for that one. Boy, if some of these postseason games have been any indication, the crowds have been just massive, and we expect nothing different tomorrow night up here for the Jaguar softball team. They have had some huge crowds this year, and last year, of course, in their postseason run, had lots of capacity crowds, so plan on getting there early. Again, you have to purchase your tickets through the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union website. First pitch from Pratt there to Caden Tyler is strike 1. 0-1 the count right now to Tyler from Easton Pratt. That pitch, and he almost decided late to check his swing, and it continued all the way through. And that is strike 2. 0-2 the count right now. Again, this is where you have to be very careful as a batter. That strike zone has been big so far here tonight. Here's the 0-2. Curveball comes in off the hands. Down there to the third baseline. Fouled. Oh, the throw came back from the third base coach for Mason City, and Easton Pratt had to dive out of the way. He lost it in the sun. Just a horrible angle. He just decided, next time he's going to roll it back. Yeah, Pratt dove out of the way of the ball coming at him. Here's the 0-2. Tries the outside. 1-2 the count right now from Easton Pratt to Caden Tyler of the Riverhawks of Mason City. Here's the pitch. Curveball, fouled off. 1-2 the count right now. The leadoff batter here in the top of the fourth, Caden Tyler for the Mason City Riverhawks. Third baseman for them. Curveball on the inside, comes back through, and Easton Pratt gets his fourth strikeout of the night. All of them looking. So in this game tonight, 5 of the 6 strikeouts have been looking. And if that tells you a little extra something about the strike zone in tonight's game, a little bit extended there. That first pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Riverhawks have 3 hits, 2 of them triples, and that's why they lead 1-0 right now. Comes back with that one. Severson can't handle it. And just like that, Gold's ahead in the count, 2-0. Again, just beautiful weather here tonight. Game's moving quickly, and just fans all over the place here for the Jaguars. Pratt has that one lined over. Kyle Miller picks it out of the dirt, throws it over to Lacey, and Lacey has to dig it out as he looks into the sun, and that is an out for out number 2. Score at 5-3. Nice job there by Kyle Miller digging it out of the dirt, and then Lincoln Lacey to dig it out of the dirt as well. And now Ethan Roberts steps up. He had one of the 2 triples that the Riverhawks have had on the evening back in the 2nd inning. That pitch misses down low. 1-0 the count right now with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. It's been the Mason City defense. It's been the story so far. Pratt gets that one lined out in the outfield, and a couple steps to his left making the play is Easton Miller. And the Riverhawks go down 1-2-3. And it's time to head to the bottom of the fourth. We'll be back with more on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire, brought to you by these generous local businesses. Part of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made at the Shade, the Edward Jones Office of Kent Patterson, Smash My Trash, and Semro Family Vision.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, as Easton Miller, the leadoff batter here for the Jaguars, has the only hit of the night for the Jags. Watches that curveball on the outside for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Miller takes a big swing at that curveball, and again, just like that, it's 0-2. And if these pitchers can work ahead tonight, look out. Big strike zone here. 0-2 the count to Easton Miller. Way outside that time. Not quite that big. And it's 1-2. Easton Miller goes after that one. It's a drop third. Actually, no, they say he fouled it off. Oh wait, what just happened? The umpire made the signal. Everybody stopped like it was fouled off, and they're going to say no. Easton Miller has struck out.
Little confusion at the plate. The umpire gave the safe which is the typical mechanic.
Easton Miller looked back like something was said. Doesn't matter. Weeman throws it down to first to Keller Malik, and that is out number 1. Jags back up to Kyle Miller right now. Miller, one of 3 strikeout victims tonight for Carter Thomas. 0-1 the count. That ball, right at the bottom part of the knee for strike 2, and it's quickly 0-2. And this is what's got the Jaguar hitters in trouble, getting down in some counts tonight. 0-2 pitch to Kyle Miller. Pitch from the lefty, swung on, strike number 3. It's dropped once again, but Weeman applies the tag. And 2 quick strikeouts on the numbers 1 and 2 batter for the Jaguars. Carter Thomas working on a great night so far. He's allowed 1 hit and struck out 4. Cole Grider stepping up to the plate. He grounded out to second in his first at-bat back in the first. Swing and a miss. I wouldn't call it a splitter, but it's not really a curveball either. I'm not sure how to describe the natural motion of Carter Thomas's pitch. 0-1 the count. It's definitely got a natural down motion. There's a curveball. 0-2 the count. Splitter, sinker type look. It takes some speed off it, but definitely falling off the table, the pitch does. Here's 0-2 the count. And he comes back with a fastball. Strikes out the side. Carter Thomas. 3 up, 3 down. Strikeouts. The Jags have sent 12 batters to the plate, and 12 batters have sat down and just not able to get anything going offensively right now against Red Hawks pitcher Carter Thomas. Time to head to the 5th inning. Nick Drosh Fitness is our 5th inning sponsor tonight. It's his goal to get the best out of each athlete with their state-of-the-art technology and coaching tactics. He's proud to be the only company in the Metro that offers velocity profiling for speed development. Help your athlete reach their maximum potential by getting them a session today. Nick Drosh Fitness is always a huge supporter of sports here in Ankeny, and you need to go check out what he's going on right now. His speed camps and the tools that they've got going right now, incredible. They are always on the cutting edge. Nick's always keeping an eye out on all the state-of-the-art techniques and toys that are out there in the world of strength and speed development. Definitely go check him out. I know my kids do. As we head to the top of the 5th right now. Again, this game is just flying by. We've only had 4 hits, 3 of them for the Riverhawks, 1 for the Jags. Alex Dietz, the number 8 batter, will lead things off. It'll go Dietz, Fingelson, and Rivera.
Riverhawks lead this one 1-0, hunting for a spot in the sub-state final coming up on Wednesday night.
As Dietz looks around, Easton Pratt's thrown very well, but Jags just cannot get the bats going here tonight. As Nick Severson has a nice little conversation with the home plate umpire. Looks like everything's cordial as that sun continues to wreak havoc on that right side of the infield and outfield. First pitch here, the top of the 5th. First pitch fouled off. Pratt working ahead in the count. Curveball comes in for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Ball gets away on the throwback to the pitcher, but Pratt steps back up. Definitely some wiggle room for the pitchers when they get ahead in the count. You saw Carter Thomas start to figure that out in the last inning, striking out all 3, and now Pratt comes back with a strikeout of his own. As these pitchers get more comfortable with the strike zone. 5 strikeouts right now for Easton Pratt. James Fingelson, who's the only run that's scored in this game so far. The number 9 batter for Mason City. He had a long fly ball down the right field line. Tries to check his swing there. He doesn't, and that is strike 1. Cole Grider out in right, made a valiant effort diving for it, but when he couldn't make the play, the ball rolled all the way to the wall. Fingelson came around on a triple, was later able to score on Carter Thomas's ground out, and that's the 1 run that the Riverhawks have scored in this game, and that's the only run scored in this game so far. That ball misses upstairs, and it's 1-1. And he checked his swing again. They're going to say, did he go? No. Checked his swing. Puts Fingelson ahead in the count right now, 2-1. Again, just a huge crowd on hand here tonight. Pratt goes inside too far. And after watching Fingelson's triple in his last at-bat, you got to be careful here how you handle the 3-1 pitch. Here comes a 3-1. Pratt comes back with a strike off the inside corner. Pratt's definitely got some hop on his fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out here in the top of the 5th. And he gets another strike. Called strike 3, strikeout number 6 for Easton Pratt. Back to the top of the order, 3rd time through for the Riverhawks. About said Mohawks. Caught myself. No longer as of a couple weeks ago. Justin Rivera steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout and a ground out, and watches that first pitch on the outside for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Tries that fastball again. That's fouled off, and Pratt ahead in the count once again. Pratt with 6 strikeouts on the evening. Several here between him and Carter Thomas. Carter Thomas has 5 for the Riverhawks. That pitch misses just upstairs on the fastball. Trying to get the fly out there on the 0-2. And here's the 1-2. Just a little bit low. 2-2-2 to number 2. Man, if you got a lucky number right now, if it's 2, you better place your bets. Here comes the pitch to Justin Rivera. Just outside, loads up the count. Pratt was ahead 0-2. See what he comes back with on the full count. Rivera, the leadoff batter. Carter Thomas, who's also 0 for 2, waiting up next. But then Cooper Weeman, who's 1 for 1. Would be the last batter of the inning. That pitch swung on over there to Brule. Brule off the hop, gathers it in, throws it across to Lacey with a big stretch for the out. And the Jags put him down 1-2-3. It's time to head to the bottom of the 5th. Time to stretch. We'll be back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Picture Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, member We've been there, Law, and we've seen it too. And Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Heading to the bottom of the 5th, and the story so far tonight has been Mason City Riverhawk pitcher Carter Thomas. Carter Thomas has seen 12 Jaguar batters head to the plate and 12 Jaguar batters head back down. Easton Miller had a leadoff hit and was put out on a double play 2 batters later, and that's all the Jaguars have been able to muster so far. Cleanup batter Nick Severson is at the plate right now. Time for a look around the CIML tonight, powered by U.S. Cellular. At U.S. Cellular, we care about our customers and communities. As always, tonight's live stream is powered by U.S. Cellular's 5G network, as that ball's fouled off. Located just north of Northview Middle School and right across from the Ankeny Sonic, come check out America's locally grown wireless at U.S. Cellular. And as we look around tonight, it's the Ankeny Hawks that we're checking in on. Indianola right now leads that game, playoff game 7-3. As Severson decides to take a little bit of a pause.
3 hits for Mason City. They've left 3. Ankeny has not finished
1-1 the count right now to Severson. And that pitch, the hack, and it is foul there over on the third baseline. I'm going to go ahead and welcome in right now. I've got Mike O'Connor back, a voice you'll recognize. Mike, tonight you're watching as a fan tonight, watching your grandson out there, Lincoln Lacey. It's been great to have you around this year. I know you've been making the rounds, watching a lot of baseball.
Well, thank you, Andy, and it's been a pleasure to meet you guys and work with you, and delighted on what you're doing. There's a base hit.
We needed you. We needed to get you behind the mic.
We're seeing two pretty good pitchers going at each other.
Yeah, we certainly are. Easton Pratt has been aided a little bit, I think, by a little bit wider strike zone tonight. And then you see Carter Thomas started to figure out in the last inning that, as well, that strike zone is getting extended a little bit. He took advantage of it in the last inning. Damon Churchman coming up next. Coach, I call everybody Coach when they come on. I got the Johnny Orr in me, but you've watched a lot of baseball this year. I know you get to the east side of the state and to double or triple up with your duties of Centerville softball and being a grandpa. I assume you're retired, but you stay pretty busy right now.
Well, I do, Andy, and I've been fortunate. I got a part-time gig as mayor of Centerville, but that doesn't take a lot of time, hopefully. But yeah, these kids. It's been a pleasure to be with you guys. There's a nice bunt laid down. Got him, but he advanced the runner.
That's the Jags going to look to manufacture one right now as Churchman gets a sacrifice and moves things over. I know you put on a lot of miles going back and forth as well right now to watch your grandkids play.
Exactly, and I do have a grandson playing for Liberty, Iowa City Liberty, and they were leading Cedar Falls 7-0 in the fourth inning, I believe. So they're doing well in Cedar Falls tonight.
You could, if things work out, you could have a very busy week in Iowa City here next week.
Oh, that'd be fun. That would be fun, Andy.
Well, Mike, we certainly want to thank you for all your work you've done with Centennial Digital throughout the course of this year as the Jags trying to put one through now with Severson on second. That ball gets away, but Severson will remain there. Nice job of keeping it in front of him with Cooper Weeman. As you've worked your way around, one of the things I've noticed this year as I start to follow Centennial baseball closer, the fan support and following is incredible, the amount of people that have been at these games.
Absolutely. And what you're doing, I mean, we found when we started doing the streaming business about 3 or 4 years ago down in Centerville, for the people that literally just can't make the game, mainly the elderly, certainly your alumni that are a long way from home. We've got grandparents that can't make it to games that are in other states. So what you guys are trying to put together here at Centennial, the fans are going to love it. I mean, it's a great thing. I know you're a busy guy, too, with all the jobs you've got going. And I'm impressed with Cade right next door. He and his dad on the PA. You've got a good, talented young man to help you out. I would guess doing some basketball and volleyball maybe this winter.
Well, I might need to steal him away from the other microphone at some point here to use him a little bit more as well. One of the things I've noticed just with the streaming, and I've heard it from a lot of people, is they come to the games because then they feel more connected. Even when they're not there, they see some of the games. That makes them draw into some of the other games throughout the course of the year. So there's kind of a ripple effect. And we've seen just some gigantic summer crowds up here, and weather like tonight certainly helps as well.
Perfect. We said that coming in. What a perfect night to be at a baseball park.
As the Jags continue here on the 2-1 count right now to Stewart. And that ball swing and a miss evens up the count at 2 apiece right now. Leadoff single for Nick Severson. He was sacrificed over by Damon Churchman. So Stewart going to try to knock him in right now. And your grandson Lincoln Lacey coming up next. So we might need to keep you on the play-by-play call for that one.
This is when you get nervous when a son or a grandson.
A balk. We've got a balk right now as he flinched back. As Carter Thomas flinched back, and that's going to move Severson over to third. Just enough of a flinch. The base umpire was right on it. And now there's been a few balls so far tonight. Cooper Weeman has done a really good job keeping him in front. But, boy, if one of those can sneak away, the Jags will tie this thing right up. 2-2 the count right now to Stewart. Swing and a miss, boy. And, wow. Carter Thomas just continues to play around with the Jaguar hitters tonight. He's done such a nice job. And now a young man that you're pretty familiar with.
Yeah, Lincoln Lacey, he's worked hard. He loves playing baseball. And, as a senior, you don't want the season to end. So he's got a lot at stake here as he faces a very good left-handed pitcher.
He's had a great season this year on the bump as well, the lefty. Steps up, and again, I've spent my time here watching a lot of softball, but really enjoy coming over to the baseball side of things and watching guys like him, Joey Oakey, pitch as well. A nice stable of pitchers for the Jaguars. That pitch is, that was
outside corner. That was a wide plate, but called a strike.
We talked about that, too. There's been a little bit extra given on the plate tonight. I'll let you take over for the rest of Lincoln's at-bat.
If the umpires are consistent, the kids just have to adjust to it. So here comes the delivery, and that misses out. Oh, my golly.
Are you kidding me?
You got to be kidding.
I don't know what to say. I can't even defend that call.
I'm sorry.
Like, I can't even defend that. Wow.
That was so far outside.
Well then.
Wow. Well, now he's got the pressure on with the two.
Whew.
That should be a ball.
That
it
definitely
is a ball.
should
Thank
be a
you.
ball.
All right.
Wow.
So you've got a 2-2 count on Lincoln Lacey, a man on third, 1-0, favor of Mason City. Oh, thank you. That was way outside for a ball.
Everybody's collectively holding their breath right now, waiting for that call to be made.
3 balls and 2 strikes. If he can get on with this one, but he's really got to protect the plate with a 3-2 count. 2 down, and he's got a runner on third that we can get him home. Oh my golly, 3 outside pitches. That's tough.
Well, it's fine when you're pitching right now, but when you're trying to come back right now, it's tough when those pitches are getting called strikes. Wow. Okay, well, thanks for stopping up, Mike.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you. Best luck. If I can do anything with you in the winter or something, keep in touch.
All right, sounds good. Very good. Thank you very much.
Show you our operation sometime.
Perfect.
And good luck with your football for this fall. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mike O'Connor, the mayor of Centerville. You've heard his voice many times this year on Centennial Digital. He's run our baseball streams a lot this summer. Him and Cade Tomlinson taking things over. It's been great to have those guys on board. I got the Mike was a guy that I got introduced to by text message right before the season got started, and was told that hey, there's a grandfather of a player that can do some of your streams. He can fill in, and before you know it, Mike's here every single night, and got him in working with Kate a little bit. And it's funny how this stuff just kind of takes off. But man, Jaguars not able to push Severson across after the leadoff single, with that strike zone being extended out there right now has been very tough on the hitters tonight. And honestly, that's as big a reason as ever is why there's only been 5 hits in this game and the score is 1-0, because we've seen 6 strikeouts, well now 7 strikeouts from Carter Thomas, and 7 strikeouts as well from Easton Pratt. So we'll head to the 6th inning right now. Gershman Mortgage, Midwest Premier Mortgage Lender, is proud to support all Ankeny sports, whether you're looking to purchase a new home, vacation home, upgrade or remodel an existing home, or refinance your current mortgage. Gershman Mortgage is here to help. With over 65 years in the mortgage industry, we have security, experience, and unmatched service. Visit our Ankeny office, call 515-964-5952, or visit www.gershman.com to get pre-approved today. Gershman Mortgage, NMLS number 138063. And Lucas Brule makes a nice play over there at shortstop for out number 1 on Carter Thomas. That'll bring up Cooper Weeman, the catcher. He is 1 for 1, and I got hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. First pitch, fouled behind us.
Carter Thomas, a likely first-team All-State selection again this year. We'll know for sure once everything comes out at the end of the year.
That pitch upstairs, and it's 1-1 right now to Cooper Weeman.
Last Mason City baseball player to go 2 times.
That pitch lined out in the outfield. Underneath it, Stewart out there in left field, and he makes the play for out number 2. Keller Mallett coming up next. He's 0 for 2 on the night for the Riverhawks. Top of the 6th in a game that hasn't even, well, right now it's going on for an hour, and there's a little line drive right back out there once again to Malik, to Stewart from Malik. And very quickly, we will head to the bottom of the 6th. Still, Riverhawks on top, 1-0.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Picturage Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Bucci Law, and Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC. softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Part of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made in the Shade, the Edward Jones Office of Kent Patterson, Smash My Trash, and Semro Family Vision.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Joey Oki watches a curveball miss outside, and if you're Cooper Weeman right there behind home plate for the Riverhawks, you want to stretch out that strike zone and set yourself up as far out as you possibly can. 1-0 right now to Joey Oki. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Watches that pitch outside as well. Oki, really solid contact in his first at-bat, but flew out to James Fingelson out in center field, who's had a couple putouts today. Also has the only run scored of this game. That's why the Riverhawks lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch was a strike. Makes the count 2-1. Can't be a picky hitter here tonight. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Oki, swing and a miss. Strike 2. I think he got a little bit of that one. No sense throwing a hittable pitch right now on 2-2. Here it comes. Oh, and they say no pitch. Not sure if Oki asked for timeout or what happened, but stepped in, said no pitch right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th for the Jaguars. That pitch is inside in the dirt, loads up the count. And Jags have had the leadoff runner on twice and haven't been able to get anyone past third base. Nick Severson got there. Actually, haven't had many base runners at all, but Nick Severson led off the last inning with a single. Got to second on a sacrifice, got balked over to third base, and not able to come across. But boy, you'd love to see the Jags have a chance with Easton Miller back at the plate with a couple runners on right now. Full count after Cooper Weeman comes out to have a little conversation with Carter Thomas, who has gone the distance here tonight, and he has been outstanding. 7 strikeouts for him. He goes inside and gets rung up. Takes a nibble of the inside part of the plate, and that is strike 3 on Joey Oki. 8th strikeout on the evening for Carter Thomas, and now Lucas Brule, who also flew out. First pitch is a curveball on the outside corner for strike 1. There's another curveball. That barely missed on the outside corner. Makes the count 1 ball and 1 strike with an out here in the bottom of the 6th. I just feel like as fast as this game is going, we've got extra innings in store for us tonight. That ball, check swing, and he did not as they appeal down to first, and they said Brule went, and now it's 1-2. And boy, you get behind Carter Thomas the way he's been throwing tonight, and that's an uphill battle for the Jaguar hitters. 1-2 the count. All right, here we go. Got things figured out. 1-2 pitch to Brule. Swing and a miss. With the off speed. Thomas just heating up. 9 strikeouts for Carter Thomas tonight. And now the center fielder, Easton Miller. Miller 1 for 2 tonight. Led off the game with a single, and until the last inning, that was the only hit the Jaguars had. Carter Thomas has been heating up on the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that is fouled down the third baseline. Want to be sure to thank Sports Page. I think they're watching us there tonight. Sports Page Bar and Grill. Fiscus Diamond Jewelers, the Ankeny Girls Softball Association, as Miller puts that one over there to the shortstop, Ethan Roberts, as he throws it across, and it's there in time. and also the Kitchen and Bath Company as we head to the top of the 7th inning. 1-0 Riverhawks in the lead. After the game tonight, be sure to head over and stop by Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill for the best wings in town. Summer's a great time to enjoy their patio. Boy, tonight would be a beautiful night to be on that patio. Catch the game with friends and family. Stop by for lunch anytime to try the huge variety of salads, pizzas, burgers, or the famous tenderloins at Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill. A great place to head before or after the game as we head to the 7th. Boy, this game has been just cruising along, but the Jaguars going to need a spark here offensively here at some point in the 7th inning because the bats have not been working here tonight. Large part of that due to the pitching of the lefty Carter Thomas for the Mason City Riverhawks. He's scattered 2 hits, and when I say scattered, I mean scattered. They were 5 innings apart, and he's had 9 strikeouts right now on the evening, so just an incredible night for that senior. But it's the 7th inning right now, and the Riverhawks going to come up to bat with their 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Caden Tyler, Jake Gold, and Ethan Roberts. Those guys are a combined 1 for 6 on the evening. Roberts did have a triple earlier in the game, but no harm was done with that one.
Jake Gold and Ethan Roberts due up for Mason City. Of the 7th inning. Austin
Easton Pratt has gone the distance for the Jaguars, and he's been really, really good in this pitcher's duel tonight. Pratt has had 7 strikeouts, and that first pitch is in there for strike 1. He scattered 3 hits, just happened to have a leadoff triple in the 3rd inning. And didn't even take a hit to knock that one in after a ground out. So Pratt's been really, really good, and so far Carter Thomas has been just a little bit better. Here's the 0-2. Goes to the curveball, fouled off. Way in front of it there is Caden Tyler. Again, I'll say it. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but I just feel like extra innings are coming here tonight because this game has gone way too fast to get for what we're used to. 0-2 the count right now to Tyler. And he checks his swing. Did he go? No. Severson kept it in front of him. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. And a high fastball. Another strikeout there for Easton Pratt. Pratt will now go up against second baseman Jake Gold, the number 6 batter in this lineup. He grounds it over to Churchman. Churchman picks it up and throws it over to Lacey for out number 2. Some quick innings here tonight. Game going a little too quick for Jaguar fans. Curveball comes in for strike 1. Boy, you could watch these pitchers. If I didn't have anything better to do, you could watch these pitchers go against each other all night long. They're doing what they want out there on the hill. Jaguars going to need to figure something out, though, in the bottom of the 7th as Pratt comes back with another curveball, and he's getting the break right now. We've seen just some great pitching these last 2 games off the Jaguar pitchers. 1-1 right now, the count to Ethan Roberts. Fastball, fouled back. Finds a slide whistle back there, I think. You never know what that foul ball is going to hit when it gets fouled over the backstop. 1-2 the count right now to Ethan Roberts. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3, strikeout number 8 for Easton Pratt. The Jags got to figure something out here as we head to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back right after this. The fans on their feet. Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Well, in every movie, the PA guy is also the guy doing the radio. That's what Mike's supposed to do. For track, they just put the microphone on the head of the Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire. Brought to you by these generous local businesses. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill. Ted Sandine Photography. The Ankeny Real Estate Group. U.S. Cellular. Made at the Shade. The Edward Jones Office of Ken Patterson. Smash My Trash. And Semro Fan.
First pitch to Kyle Miller is a ball, and it's 1-0. Fans are getting pretty excited here on the north side of Ankeny, as it's been all Mason City so far. And Miller gets the leadoff hit. That's what the Jaguars need, a little magic to go on here tonight. Kyle Miller starts things off with a single. And now Cole Grider. He's had some huge at-bats this year. We've got our first Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution of the evening, as sprinting out to first base to run for Miller is Jack Compton. He is ready to go, but you got to be so careful right now. Carter Thomas has that pickoff move for a lefty. Got to look out. Coming up now, Cole Grider. Grider, good guy to have up in a situation like this. We've seen some clutch at-bats, and now Mason City, the Riverhawks, going to come in and have a little discussion as an infield right now. Actually, they're going to bring out their head coach. Troy Rude's going to come out, have a little conversation with everybody. No way Thomas is coming out of this game. They're just going to have a little discussion about how they are going to attack Cole Grider right now, especially with a tying run at first base in the form of Kyle Miller. Thank you to all those of you watching tonight. We've got a huge crowd watching us right now on Centennial Digital, between that and the Central Iowa Sports Network. We've got a lot of fans watching tonight. I've had a ton tune in, whether you're watching from Ankeny or Mason City or anywhere around the world, really. We know you can get our signal. Thank you, and support all the businesses who have made this stream possible here tonight on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, as we've just got a huge crowd right now watching, and that is awesome. Let us know where you're watching from. Yeah, Russ, you know what's up. The legend Mike O'Connor, you've got that right. Great to have him on. So now we get ready to dig back in. Cole Grider after the leadoff single from Kyle Miller. The ball will be pitched from the sun into the shadows right now from the Centennial dugout. Here comes a pitch. Lays down the bunt. It's a nice bunt back to Thomas. Turns and throws over, and it's sent out in the outfield. He misses, and now the winning run is on first base. Oh, boy, that'll bring up Severson. He's got one of the hits tonight. Compton standing there on second. Boy, that leadoff hit allows you to do a lot of stuff, and that'll bring up Nick Severson, the catcher. He's got one of the two hits tonight. If he can get one to the outfield, that's what the Jags want right now. At least tie this thing up. And now another talk there. Rude comes out, lets Carter Thomas know how he wants to attack Nick Severson. Damon Churchman waiting on deck. And another timeout called. Both sides told to calm down a little bit. So, here's the pitch from Thomas. Runners on first and second. Pitch swung on. It's a hack down the first base side. It's going to roll foul very late. It just rolled foul. And that was one of those very smart play by Keller Malik. Very smart play. That is a trouble play for the Riverhawks if it stays fair, but a very smart play by first baseman Keller Malik. This crowd is excited here tonight. There is a buzz in the air right now as Nick Severson looks down to take the signal from Centennial head coach Mark High. They're going to let him swing away. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Carter Thomas. Pitch swung on, a high fly ball to center field. Getting underneath it is James Fingelson. He makes the catch. Compton tags up, and he's going to head to third. The tying run standing at third base. Jack Compton, the tying run now over at third base. And now Damon Churchman. Second baseman is 0 for 1 tonight. He had a sacrifice bunt in the fifth. And you may see him do that again. Maybe not necessarily even a suicide squeeze right now. You may see him just put one on the ground. So here comes Damon Churchman to the plate. Runners in the corners. Pitch swing and a miss. Big cut taken there by Damon Churchman. The tying run is Jack Compton over at third base. The winning run is Cole Grider at first. 0-1 the count right now to Damon Churchman. Pitch is outside. 1-1 the count right now with an out here in the bottom of the seventh. Reminder, it's high school baseball. It's only a 7-inning game. The crowd is abuzz right now. Huge crowd here tonight on the north side. Here's the pitch from Carter Thomas. Runner goes. They're going to try to throw down. No, they're going to try the pickoff, and now the winning run is at second. And the count's 2-1 to Churchman. If he can get anything to the outfield, the Jags will have a date with Johnston on Wednesday night. The stands are shaking. If you get motion sick, it's not a good time to be up in the press box. Here's the pitch to Churchman as Thomas now decides to step off. Jags fans are cheering here tonight. What an exciting, fast baseball game we've had here tonight. 2-1 the count right now to Damon Churchman. Jack Compton represents a tying run at third. Here's the pitch, swung on line into the outfield. There it goes, it's out to the outfield. Alex Dietz has it. Here comes the winning run around, and the Jags are going to walk it off. They walk it off the hit from Damon Churchman. There is a mob out between short and second. The Jaguars could not touch Carter Thomas all night long, the senior. An incredible outing for the Mason City Riverhawks. But in the seventh, Kyle Miller leads off with a single. Cole Grider induces an error on the attempted sacrifice bunt. Nick Severson moves him over on a fly ball to the outfield, and Damon Churchman comes up big. The walk-off single couldn't get handled out there by Alex Dietz in the outfield, and the Jaguars move on to take on the Johnston Dragons on Wednesday night. What a ball game we've had here on the north side. We're going to gather our thoughts and be back right after this. It's the Jaguars moving on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Picturage Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, and Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC. He's coming up to gun from right field and couldn't handle it. Okay, I'll get it to him after. I'll see him. He'll be hanging out there for a while. Yep. Hope I didn't screw up that call. I had a walk-off earlier that I completely botched every player. That was one player off. So I had the wrong one coming around. Oh, yes. Yep. Oh, hey. Did you come here? Oh, nice. So that's good stuff. Nice. softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire, brought to you by these generous local businesses. Part of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made at the Shade, the Edward Jones Office of Ken Patterson, Smash My Trash, and Semro Family Vision.
Yes, see, hey, we'll get in touch here very soon, all right? Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, the post-game show here tonight. Want to be sure to thank Sports Page Bar and Grill, Fiscus Diamond Jewelers, Kitchen and Bath Company, and the Ankeny Girls Softball Association for sponsoring our post-game coverage here on Centennial Digital. And wow, did they make that worth our time tonight. The Jaguars, who could not solve for 6 innings the pitching of Carter Thomas for Mason City. And Carter Thomas was just outstanding tonight for the Riverhawks. He had 9 strikeouts through 6 innings and had given up just 2 hits, and they were scattered 5 innings apart. But in the top of the 7th, Kyle Miller comes on, hits a single out into right field. Jack Compton comes in to run for him. Cole Grider tries to lay down a bunt. It's a great bunt, induces an error. He's safe at first as the winning run. Nick Severson steps up to the plate, a long fly ball, the sacrifice over Compton, who was running. So with Compton at third, then Cole Grider was able to steal second due to defensive indifference. Damon Churchman steps up, and Churchman puts a little flare out into right field, and with a right fielder coming up to try to throw him out, couldn't handle it, and in dramatic fashion, the dog pile ensues out between second and short. Damon Churchman, the walk-off hit tonight for the Centennial Jaguars. However, our player of the game tonight, you have to go with junior pitcher Easton Pratt, who was nearly unhittable tonight, scattered just 3 hits, including 8 strikeouts for the junior Easton Pratt. So congratulations for him. The heroics were provided at the very end by Churchman, but Easton Pratt just outstanding and steady throughout the game. So he is our Lamberti and Goki and Lucci Law player of the game. Well, thanks for watching tonight. Again, the final in walk-off fashion, the Jaguars beat the Mason City Riverhawks 2-1. Our next production on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, will be tomorrow night. We'll be streaming softball, postseason softball. The Jaguars and the Linmar Lions will be fighting for a chance to go to next week's state softball tournament up in Fort Dodge. If you can make it, which we expect a huge crowd to be here, we'll see you right there. And if you can, as always, you can catch all the home games right here or on the Central Iowa Sports Network YouTube channel. We had a huge amount of people watching tonight to watch the Jaguars move on to Wednesday night's sub-state matchup with Johnston. That'll be at Johnston, so I assume their network will be carrying the game, but I'm not exactly certain. So we will be back. I'm pretty sure that game will be on the air on the Johnston network. They've got a very good network down there. So a great win is Mike O'Connor up here celebrating tonight, watching his grandson Lincoln Lacey. As always, good to see him as well. So thanks everybody also for watching. This has been our final baseball game. It's been our first season of baseball here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire and Quentin Crowder and Freedom Tire. It all started talking about streaming baseball and how we can get baseball on the air, and it has expanded to so much more. And want to thank Quentin and crew up there for all the support they've given us here at Centennial Digital. So we'll see everybody, though, right back here tomorrow night. If you watch tonight, watch again tomorrow night. Otherwise, get up here. It's going to be a beautiful night. They're expecting about 80 degrees at first pitch tomorrow night, and the softball team's been providing heroics all year long as well. Started off the season ranked number 2. They're currently ranked number 5 with 1 game away from the state tournament, trying for their 3rd straight year. So we'll see everybody tomorrow night, either at the softball field or here on Centennial Digital. I'm Andy Pollock, and thank you guys so much for listening and watching tonight. We'll see you later.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Picture Fitness, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, And Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know, you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Jaguar softball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Part of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made at the Shade, the Edward Jones Office of Ken Patterson, Smash My Trash, and Sembro Family Vision.